The key to earthbending is your stance. You've got to be steady and strong. Rock is a stubborn element. If you're going to move it, you've got to be like a rock yourself.
Like a rock. Got it.
Good. Now the actual motion of this one is pretty simple. Okay, you ready to give it a try?
I'm ready.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually an Earthbender.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh. Yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Walk with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it and next. This up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets.
Quick question, has a video game ever made you physically sore? And I don't mean like, oh, my fingers are sore from all this Fortnite festival. When I say sore, I mean like Dance Dance Revolution sore. Or sword fighting the entire population of Wii Sports Resort kind of sore. Well, Rumble VR makes me pretty freaking sore, and I love that. If you've ever wanted to feel like an Earthbender from Avatar, no game comes this close to fulfilling that power fantasy. From its incredibly immersive control scheme to the hidden complexity of its physics-based mechanics, this game undoubtedly deserves your attention. But for as much praise as this game has received, I think its popularity is severely held back by one critical flaw, which we will talk about. But first, roll the new intro. You see, Rumble VR is one of those games that takes full advantage of motion-controlled inputs. Similar to how in Broken Edge you have to strike a character-specific pose to activate your abilities, the same is true here. There are no buttons to push, only physical gestures to perform. Except, unlike Broken Edge, every player eventually has the same moveset and inputs, making for, in my opinion, a much more balanced experience. Although that doesn't necessarily mean easier. Whoa! Whoa! Always start with your wrists here at your side, and then for this move, our left wrist is going to go up and to the right, and this one's going to go up like that. But we have to do them at the same time. Ready? You'll find that these moves require an intense level of accuracy and focus to input properly. Similar to flat-screen fighting game inputs, they also require you to be decent at memorizing patterns. But unlike flat-screen fighting games, the slightest deviation in your wrist angle or body position will have you helplessly flailing your arms in front of you while your opponent hurls stone slabs at your head. It's so easy to forget to turn your wrist. That's all it is. You're like, oh, it's the game's fault. No, it's your wrist. You gotta turn your wrist. Dude, he is whooping me this time. This need for near-perfect physical accuracy means that, similar to a real-life sport, hand-eye coordination, repetition, and muscle memory are the keys to consistent results. If you're having trouble performing a specific move, the only real solution is practice. Thankfully, a lot of the moves are intuitive to remember. Summoning a wall has you lifting your arms straight up. Throwing a disc has you making a circular motion with your arms. And punching any rock surface feels like, well, punching. So even though remembering a bunch of specific gestures in the heat of battle sounds difficult, well, it is. I'm forgetting my moves, I'm forgetting them. But it's not impossible. Soon you'll be able to execute moves faster than the game can keep up with, but the winner is rarely decided by who can spam moves the fastest. One of these times he's gonna mess up. It all comes down to who can use the right moves at the right time and in the right way. Discs are quick to summon, but surprisingly easy to dodge or block. That is, unless you've figured out that you can speed them up by punching them immediately after summoning one. So that disc launch was pretty slow, right? It takes like, I don't know, almost a whole second to get where I'm aiming. But if I speed it up, ready? You have to nail those moves fast though. There we go. See how much faster that was? But it's a lot harder to pull off. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Pillars and walls can be shoved forward a short distance, but you can actually throw them even further by summoning a second wall beneath one and punching the top one as it gains vertical momentum. Oh, there it is. Do you see that? I launched that pillar. Oh yes, I figured it out. Yes, look at that. I'm launching pillars at him. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Man, physics is awesome. And this is barely scratching the surface of what's possible. There's literally an entire Discord server dedicated to discovering new ways to combine these basic moves. You heard that right. There is an online community of Earthbenders who are quite literally honing their skills to invent new earthbending techniques. That's how much hidden complexity there is simply in the foundations of this game. And I haven't even begun to talk about some of the more complex moves you can pull off, like I'm pretty sure skilled players have figured out how to fly. I highly recommend this video that goes into much more detail about the impressive complexity of combining moves, because I'm definitely not an expert on this game yet, and yet I have the audacity to say I know what's holding this game back. The critical flaw of Rumble VR is a complete lack of player base, which is made all the worse by having a progression system that requires completing online matches. That means to unlock more than the 3 basic starter moves, you have to level up by completing matches against other real players. Great idea in theory, incentivizing players to engage with online matchmaking, but when your average player count is barely more than a dozen, things start to fall apart. This game has the potential to dominate the VR landscape, and it makes me so sad to see it not take advantage of that, as it's currently a PC exclusive. Yes, the game with a very simple cartoon art style for some reason is only available on PC. We have a full-fledged Assassin's Creed game running on standalone Quest hardware, yet we can't get cel-shaded rock-throwing simulator here. Sorry, it's just that it makes me unreasonably upset that I can't play this game on Quest. This game would quite literally only benefit from being made available to the 20 million Quest owners. Playing a high-mobility game like this on PC is never ideal anyways, because you'll either be struggling with cable management as you spin around in your play space, or you'll be suffering from streaming latency if you use AirLink or Virtual Desktop. I cannot stress this enough. This game needs to come to Quest. I've heard rumors of it happening, but from what I can tell, it's not gonna be soon.
So the thing is with the Quest port and the PlayStation port is it's gonna, we're waiting with this because, so first of all, we wanna give the PC players, we wanna give them the attention, or else there will be no updates whatsoever for a very long time.
They're apparently focusing on updating the PC version first, which to me makes no sense. Why update a basically dead game? Why not revitalize the game with a brand new player base and then deliver more content as you see the demand for it? I personally am really glad they're adding things like a better tutorial and player customization options, but honestly that's not enough to make me want to sit through a matchmaking queue for minutes on end with a warm toaster plugged into my face. The fact that I can't play this game wherever and whenever I feel like ruins a lot of the experience for me. Throw in the fact that I can't learn new moves on my own, I have to find someone online who's willing to let me kill them repeatedly to get XP, and I'm really conflicted. I should love this game, because it's really an amazingly unique experience. It feels like it was made with real passion and talent, and it would be a shame for that to go to waste. But as it stands, it's hard for me to recommend this game, as I personally have stopped feeling the desire to keep hopping on and playing daily. It just feels like more work than it's worth trying to get good at this game that either nobody plays or the people who do play are so much better than you can ever hope to be. But that being said, as soon as this game comes to Quest, I will be all over it. I would say to buy it immediately once it's available on there, but who knows when that will be or what the game will look like then. But I'll be sure to make a video covering it once it is available on Quest. For now though, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like as it really helps me with the algorithm, and to see more videos like this, subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified when I upload. Lastly, thank you to my first ever Patreon supporters. This is a big step for me working towards doing more of what I love, which is making videos just like these. You can join my Patreon to vote on what games I cover and to have your name in the credits like these amazing people here. I also recently launched my first merch line, so maybe check that out too. That's all for now though. I'm Virtual Bro, and I'll see you in the next one.